Hi guys, did you miss us? Hey guys.
On the card is back. I know you guys missed us, so okay, we're just gonna go right into it. We didn't do the
Past like 3 shows.
yeah. I can't even speak.
And
Hey, man.
NXT.
Yeah, life happens, guys. So I mean, life did happen with us, and but you know
Been busy.
what? The best thing is we're back together, and we're here to review Fist Combat Spring Breakout.
We
Yes.
did that. Fist Combat.
Yeah, we're back. You know, so I mean, going back to Mesa, the cool thing from the last time we probably talked to you guys is we're learning now that Fist Combat is running 2 shows every month now. Every first and third Thursday at Jolt and Joe's in La Mesa. So, hey, if you're a fan of Pro Wrestling San Diego, you need to pop out to Jolt and Joe's, spend your money that way, and watch. And if you like beer, drinks, and love pro wrestling, and want a good time, shoot.
And you like the heckle?
And like to heckle, you're good, man. So, pretty much Spring Breakout is a card that's right in between the big event that Fist Combat's running toward the end of the year, which is King of SoCal. Big tournament, all Southern California competitors are going to be out there, or just wrestlers wanting to wrestle in SoCal, trying to prove who's the king of SoCal. So, going into the venue, we've been going to shows, but the reviews weren't there.
Yeah, we just haven't been. We've been going,
Yeah.
but we just haven't filmed them. So, my bad.
But the anticipation for what's been coming lately and with Fist Combat is they've been bringing in big talent.
Oh yeah.
We saw Sabu.
We saw Sabu. We got to see Darby Allin just kill it from the East Coast. We saw returning Danny Limelight around SoCal scene recently. It's been a good change for Fist Combat, and it's actually bringing some more people in. And we saw a little bit of a change when we walked into the bar. I know when I noticed it on the TVs, I'm like, dude, we got graphics on the TV.
Graphics,
Those are
dude.
pretty good. They were good looking graphics too. They didn't look like cheap and
They
slapped
weren't.
together.
Yeah, they
looked
weren't those
good.
cheesy like I made these on.
Like PowerPoint.
Yeah.
You know you
Cheap
made
ass
it when you have
PowerPoint.
like the mid 2000s WWE ones though, like the moving ones where they freeze frame.
Yeah.
I want
We'll get to that point.
I want
have
those.
What I mean,
Those
other
are cool.
yeah, I love. I mean, the little details are what counts for a show, and especially for us being fans since probably the early to mid '90s until now. That's like 20 plus years at this point. So kind of going in and seeing that, and again, I can't speak on all you guys, but shoot, I never expect to see this in San Diego, much less
No.
La Mesa. You know?
Oh, not in La Mesa.
No, not at all. And it's
I'm
there.
nothing against La Mesa, just
Didn't ever see it happen.
yeah.
We've had previous
See it
promotions
coming.
kind of pop up in San Diego, and I was always really excited because we used to have to drive to Reseda
Yeah.
for wrestling, or LA, and all these other places for wrestling. San Diego never really had a solid
base.
Yeah.
for wrestling, but now we have 2 companies.
Two
pretty
companies
much
plus, like you know,
coming
the,
up. Oh yeah, they're
Yeah.
on the same
SoCal,
time, and
Ground
and the
Zero.
father actually at this point that's been around the longest, SoCal Pro, which I mean, pretty much they're supporting everybody around as well. So I mean, going into tonight's show on a Thursday night, if you ever go, normally the shows start around 8:00. Not the case last night, guys.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Started
That's what they
8:30.
Yeah, we start a little later at 8:30, but as we'll go into, I mean, it is worth the wait as you go into the card.
that's kind of to be expected with like any wrestling show. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Definitely.
You're always gonna start a little late.
Yeah, but once it gets going, it does get going. So we get, we start off with a Dirty Ron challenge, in a sense. Coming at,
It's not an open challenge.
yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean, the cool thing about what we're learning from Fist Combat is we're going in. They've used social media to their advantage. They've used their networking. So I mean, they've got the outlet on the YouTube channel. They have Get Fist TV, and if you guys are subscribed to it, and if you don't subscribe to the newsletter, you'll get these details. And Dirty Ron challenges. He makes this big challenge about being the top promotion around San Diego. There's no room for anybody else. Ends up eventually at the end of the day calling out a King of Southern California and another rival company in a sense. And this is kind of foreshadowed in with the emails and the newsletter, he called out B-Boy, and he called out his wrestling school leveled up.
Yup.
And
I was like, what?
yeah, and
Dirty Ron.
Dirty Ron felt like there was
crazy motherfucker.
There was only one promotion that could run the San Diego area, and he believed it was his. So, kind of going to that, we got that storyline going, but we didn't get B-Boy right away. We ended up getting the Queen.
Yeah. Queen of Butt Stuff. Lois Green. Coming out and...
Fought my cousin.
Yeah.
Who was she looking for?
She was looking
for Wendy.
Yeah.
I was looking for Wendy. I'm always looking for Wendy. But anyways...
she wasn't there.
Yeah, like, we get the challenge. Ron says she's not there. And then we get, I'm gonna call him
Slater.
We're calling out. I'm gonna call him the Rigma.
Captain Nintendo.
Yeah.
The Rigma.
Yeah, Letterman jacket, red boots. Sorry if we forgot your name, dude.
I didn't get your name.
Alex Riley, I like that one.
Alex Riley, the varsity villain.
I'm sorry, dude. You're no number 2.
Yeah, sorry,
you don't
man.
have a number on your.
But we get the challenge there,
Yeah.
and Lois Green ends up wrestling the Rigma. You know.
That wasn't even like a match. He kind of
Yeah.
just beat his ass out of the ring, and we never see them for the rest of the show.
They just went
I
back
think it was just an
upstairs.
opening.
Yeah, we did as opener, but essentially it was further Dirty Ron calling out B-Boy, and in fact, one of the level up students, I want to say his name was Trevor? Tyler, good. Starts with the C, I remember.
Yeah.
So. Called out Tyler, who was running the door for the most part, and he's like, hey man, get a hold of your trainer and tell him to be here in 10 minutes, and I want an answer afterwards. So that's the storyline set up for the whole day. Kind of to put a pause on it a lot.
Call that Ground Zero, man.
Yeah, he called out Ground Zero, and that was like, that's a storyline, dude. The storyline is
cool.
very
I like
different from what we're used to, you know? So,
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of these things because just kind of dating back to like the Invasion era, or when
WCW and
WCW, WWE, the run-ins were crazy because we're seeing wrestlers kind of crossing over to different shows. The whole Outsiders, Scott Hall going over to WCW, that just always brings up a memory. But this is exciting. There's a lot of potential for something big for these two companies to kind of go at it.
Very different, It's like I got excited because I remember just reading a couple of the email newsletters and I was just like, oh shoot, is this really happening? So I got excited even more about it after kind of following through on it. But we go into a big match next after this whole angle kind of pulls out. We get a number 1 contenders match, which we learn later on that the winner of this match will fight the Get Fisted, I want to say champion. It's one of the champions. They'll fight DJ, or DJ's still champion at this point. We have Swade Thompson. I believe he's making his Fist Combat debut versus a
First I've seen him there.
Yeah.
Usually he's a Ground Zero guy.
Ground Zero.
Versus Royce Isaacs, which I believe
Returning.
Second show.
Second show. Yeah. So, Mr. 1%. What ends up happening is we get Royce Isaacs with the win at the end of it. I can't go into details. Pretty solid match. We have a lot of comedy kind of going on.
Swade's solid worker.
And can entertain.
Hell yeah.
And Royce Isaacs, he'll deadlift anybody at this point.
That's what his shirt says.
Yeah. So, you kind of get
Swade. That shirt.
Yeah. Hey man, he was selling it
I
at the
don't
show
deadlift,
that way. But he doesn't deadlift.
Shit, homie, I don't lift, homie.
And I guess the big thing, he knows that number 1 contender match, we get the winner facing Douglas James. He did come out afterwards and kind of just poke the bear a little bit, and knowing Douglas James and McManus and Randy Orton, the establishment, they're going to do whatever it takes to go ahead and keep that belt on him. So it was good on that end of it. And then we get right into the angle again. We get Dirty Ron coming out.
Yeah.
Dirty Ron calls out B-Boy, calls out Tyler. Where's your trainer at? And yes, we see B-Boy come through the entrance of JoJo's.
He was pretty pissed off.
Yeah.
And all that crazy stuff starts happening. Here
man.
comes the wrestling.
It wasn't even wrestling. It was a bar fight, man.
That was a crazy back and forth they had there.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, with Dirty Ron and there being no rules, the tax are coming out.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
yeah.
busted out the thumbtacks, dude.
When I see that bag, I shouldn't be surprised, but I'm always
Make sure
I'm
there's
still
no
surprised.
candy on the floor.
Yeah, I know.
But
No more candy.
But make no mistake, guys. Dirty Ron is there to entertain, and he will sacrifice his body for the entertainment and enjoyment of his friend.
That's love.
Yeah.
That's
and that's
love.
when you kind of know.
Take that kind of bump all the time.
Exactly, and the big angle is, we have, king of SoCal in my eyes, B-Boy, who's been around the born and raised out here, and just kind of providing a base for just San Diego wrestling. And he's been not only that, but he's been around the country, been around the world. And he kind of goes into this thing, wanting, Dirty Ron's agenda is to be the best company around San Diego, around the area. B-Boy was at the same thing with Ground Zero, but they kind of gave him a choice where it's like, okay, we can kind of settle this, continue fighting for our pride, for our companies, or we just kind of band together, grab a beer, and call it a truce. And essentially that's what ended up happening, guys.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
They drink a beer together.
I'm hoping that's not the end of it, though. I'm hoping I still want some kind of invasion angle or something. There's some kind of backstab going on, because there's so much potential with these two companies going at it. A lot of talent for both companies. They share some talent. Some people go back and forth, but for the most part, this can be huge for San Diego in general. So I'm kind of excited to see kind of what happens next.
How did you feel, John, when you start seeing this kind of angle kind of start to come into place right here? What was your kind of instant reaction on it? The first call out into where we finished up with.
I didn't even know what was going on at first, but it's wrestling. It's cool. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
I
exactly.
enjoy this
Storylines and everything, which is very different from like
it's awesome.
for this kind of storyline. I guess this is a serious storyline, and to tease it so much on via email and now kind of get to this and it automatically becomes true. So I agree with you, Justin. I don't want this to end.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna, if you follow along and you go to a Ground Zero show, I think it could potentially continue.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it ends out, it ends out. But I want it drawn out. I feel like you can get.
I mean, it would be cool if some of the Fist Combat wrestlers invaded Ground Zero.
Hey, that'd be sick.
But it wasn't Dirty Ron's type of like deal. Like, I want you guys to go out there, but they did.
Hey, if Randy Orton came out
You know?
there, and they just
but if Randy Orton came out there, dude, Ground Zero would probably shut down, dude.
no. I just say it as an example. Like, we'll probably go into it later on, but the potential that can happen because we know what Ground Zero is, but. Let's put it this way: Randy Orton hasn't been out there wrestling for like a Ground Zero show yet, but to be a little bit different, and people have seen Ron before at Ground Zero, potentially something could change up. Maybe some of these guys who've been on both shows just kind of like pick sides.
Yeah.
So the potential's there for it.
Or you could be like a manager for somebody in an invasion.
Yeah,
You don't have to wrestle, but you could be.
I just want to
support a talent.
Yeah,
behind.
Definitely. I just want to be surprised by it.
Yeah.
And not jump into it too much, but the potential's there.
DJ should go to Ground Zero and bust a Medusa.
Oh, dude.
No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Yeah, after that angle happens, I mean, we can go.
Ground Zero doesn't even have a title.
No,
Not yet.
Not yet. Soon,
not yet.
End of the year.
Soon. End of the year they will.
Soon.
Yeah, we're running.
I just said one title or just.
Yeah, I think right now the main title. I think
Just
it
the
is
main
what it is.
title.
But right now we're running storylines with people being undefeated or have won the loss right now because they're all about the records, you know.
Yeah.
For now, we'll see what happens in not tomorrow but the following Saturday. Should be fun, and we'll kind of go into the upcoming events around San Diego at this point, you know. We go into the next match. I don't know about you guys, but my hero, my champion of SoCal Pro, Dirty Doug, taking on good old PBR Hunter Freeman. And he wasn't wearing his normal stuff, guys.
He got new gear.
I know.
He's got some
new pants.
Hey,
Bedazzled his flannel.
Hey, Hunter Freeman's about to turn, dude. I don't know what he's gonna do. Turn something, but.
Hey man, just where's the tag team part of PBR too, man?
Oh man, I feel it, dude. I feel it, Hunter.
Essentially, what ends
You
up.
need it, man.
I mean, pretty basic match. Nothing too great. I mean, right now Hunter Freeman's been featured a lot more
Oh yeah.
in this combat, and you can see where that relationship with SoCal Pro is kind of coming in at this point.
Yeah.
Yep. Hell yeah.
Doug's always
They're
gonna be
using the
Doug.
ring.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Doug's always gonna be Doug, and then we get.
Hey, Doug had a clean singlet.
Yeah, it was clean.
Clean-ish.
He washed it.
That thing is still look pretty dirty.
He washed it.
It still looks dirty.
Kind of clean.
Yeah, we end up seeing Hunter Freeman win the match.
Yeah.
Which.
We led into, surprisingly, without unannounced, we see hear Dirty
I know.
Ron come out. And this is where I don't get it. I wish we would, the booking is a little bit different, where we have Dirty Ron announced. Hunter Freeman's taking Dirty Doug's spot in
SoCal.
King of SoCal.
with that win, which
I
just
didn't-
the last show
didn't get
he
it.
lost.
I
Yeah,
just
he
didn't
lost.
get it. I was like, why?
He lost versus Order.
You know,
Yeah, he
that's
lost.
not my company. So.
Yeah, he had a match against Randy Orton the last show,
Lost
Lost.
that.
and then now he beat Dirty Doug this show.
Doug's who's defeated Dirty Ron to get his
Yeah.
spot, and now it's like, oh, okay, is that what we're doing around here? So,
Yeah, so that was kind of upsetting, just because I do want to see Doug. In
I want him to see
in the
go all the
tournament.
way in Fist.
But hopefully he gets back in there. I mean, obviously there's clearly some other ways you can get into the show, so we'll see.
yeah, I mean, it was cool that way. I know I'm going out of order on this, but, I mean, storyline kind of kicks in from there. And then we go to one of our 3 featured bouts going in. Guys, it's spring break.
Oh yes.
And when spring break happens, we like to party, but the girls, they go wild. So we kind of have it booked in. Girls Gone Wild match. We've got Ruby Reyes versus a returning Delilah Doom.
Yeah.
In a
Sorry, Delilah.
Girls Gone Wild, which pretty much was a no disqualification. Anything goes.
Yeah.
Can I just preface it by...
It's a bar fight.
Yeah, it's a bar fight. But let me preface this by kind of scaling back a little bit. This spring break theme, they were throwing beads.
Yeah.
Yes,
They wanted to, they wanted to make this a party atmosphere, which made it enjoyable for us to kind of just start off with.
I forgot.
This matchup, my goodness, man. Oh.
That shit was everywhere.
It was
They
everywhere.
really
Yeah,
utilized every
literally
part of
everywhere.
that venue. They
Yeah.
really used every part of it.
Yup, they came.
Ruby as the equal
tumbling down
opportunity
was-
ass kicker. Delilah just being the cardio master that she is, and just coming back from the ankle injury and everything else. Pretty decent match. I'm just worried about the ladies' safety and just kind of being around the environment. They're professionals.
Yeah.
We saw a suplex off the pool table onto some chairs.
Oh my god.
Hence why there were empty chairs around
Yeah,
the
I
ringside. Nicely placed out there.
We should have sat there.
Yeah.
These weren't just like chair shots. They were chucking chairs at each other.
Yeah,
they were throwing it, and they were landing pretty clean. They were pretty. They
Yeah.
were pretty clean
Yeah.
throws.
A couple of opportunities for wet t-shirt contest. Spilling
Good.
spilling water on tops.
Right.
That was fun.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and then
Oh my
we
God, I keep seeing it.
we finish up the match with a scary table
scary
spot.
finisher.
Hangman
For
Wow,
both.
that was
For both women.
scary.
Some Hangman Page.
Yeah,
man.
that last rights
Oh
looking
my God.
Hangman Page type move. Ruby Reyes driving Delilah Doom from the apron to a
the
table.
on the
The
floor.
setup.
Yeah.
The setup. I was like, no, they're not gonna do it. They're not gonna do it. Oh, they did it.
I mean, she looked hesitant at first.
Yeah.
And I really,
I thought they were gonna
I
do
really
it.
thought Delilah died, man.
No, yeah, it looked bad. And it just
I
kind of
was
looked.
so
it-
sad.
Yeah, it looked pretty bad.
I was like, dude, get up.
Yeah, so
But no.
Ruby ends up winning the match. They immediately take Delilah to the back. Ruby then is pretty much limping.
Yeah,
At this
her knee
point.
was bleeding.
Yeah, and just that's a dangerous spot. Dropping down on your knees, kind of like that. Delilah making sure her head's not
Yup. Oh.
hitting that concrete on the floor and everything.
Yikes.
And yeah, it was a clusterfuck. Enjoyable.
Yeah.
What a clusterfuck, man. And you got some participation in there too, John. You did.
You know, Delilah, Delilah, you are the best, dude. Until you end up getting socked in the mouth. Sorry.
That's.
So sorry for that.
We'll see you next Saturday.
You're still the best.
That's your fault, man.
Yeah, you did it.
You did it.
Yeah, you did
You're a Corey Jackson.
it. Crocs.
You're a Croc Jackson.
So we go into the intermission. Surprisingly, with the intermission, when they said 15 minutes,
It was.
it was 15 minutes.
Surprisingly.
Surprisingly, at this
Was it?
point.
Oh, the intermission was 15.
Yeah, it was 15, dude.
Yeah.
It didn't last too long. It didn't.
Okay.
There was
it
no
wasn't like
extension,
last
dude.
time.
And then we get into the oh my god, the sirens play.
Oh.
Coming back from intermission. The sirens come back, and it's just like, oh my gosh. I have a lot more respect for Randy.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah.
We've had this combo, man. Randy Orton is
Yeah,
not
but
a bad dude.
They haven't seen us in a while, and that's the one thing.
True that.
I heard Randy Orton and the siren goes off, and Bad Boys plays, and I'm like, yes.
He's the man, dude.
But I mean, Randy Orton, the character is awesome, and he has his establishment. He comes out with Max, and He calls out True Grit. True Grit, the Get Fisted Tag Champs come out, and we have Ruby still limping from the last match, you know.
I forgot she came back.
Being there with her boys, and we get a great house fight out of it. You
Yeah.
know?
That was a bar fight.
A really good bar fight. To the point where it becomes where True Grit is pretty much bullying, you know, the establishment at this point. But what we don't realize, and if you guys haven't followed the emails and everything, we understand that Randy Orton has a bunch of power. And he's a GM, and he ends up, like, calling it off. He calls it a no contest.
He suspended him.
And then
Took
he
his
suspended
ball and
him.
went home.
Yeah. Suspended him, and once he heard the suspension, we just see True Grit just lose it.
Yeah.
Just destroy.
Referees.
Yeah, that ref was getting worked.
They hanged his.
Yeah, Get Fisted.
They hanged him, man.
Yeah,
hanged
this
him.
combat
I was gonna say
staff,
something
even
else.
Dirty
They
Ron had to
hanged
come in, and just, you know, they took out their aggression on people. They're suspended, so our tag champs, the reigning tag champs, are not on the next show probably at this point unless something happens. But overall, I mean, work rate wise, if you haven't watched True Grit around San Diego County or up in the LA area,
I'm a big
what-
fan.
Hell yeah.
those guys are
True
hosses,
Grit's
man.
hard.
Hoss
Yeah.
Hogg, Jesse
Jesse
James,
James.
those guys are workhorses. I mean, Mike and I, we got to see them wrestle PB Ray over at SoCal Pro the weekend before that.
Ultimate Dragon.
Oh
show.
yeah, and it was gnarly. Those guys work hard, and those are guys are going to be somebody to watch. You know, just waiting for that next invite back to Ground Zero and get them ready to go.
Get that suspension lifted.
Maybe they team with Ground Zero. Who knows? Let's see what happens. Let's not 12 in right into it.
I see them with Ground Zero though.
Yeah. So we get another bit of storyline on which is very rare for me to kind of see with this combat. I don't know about you guys, but they've been pulling a lot of storyline stuff this time around. And yeah, with this show, we've got Ground Zero versus the Fist combat show, and then now the next revelation with True Grit being suspended. Where do we don't know where this goes from there. It brings DJ out as well because DJ's trying to help his buddies out, and and all hell broke loose from there. And now we kind of go into the main event. Exciting champion Douglas James fighting a debuting bad boy, not Tabatanga, Joey Janela, one of the hottest items on the indies in the United States right now.
That guy's crazy, man.
Yo, have you guys heard of Joey Janela before we got into Fist?
Yeah. Just recently, actually, just watching.
Yeah.
No. We're watching New Japan.
Mm-hmm.
We're just watching the New Japan show.
Is that all in?
We were watching All In. And you being
And you
Heyman.
showed me
All
some
In,
video
sorry,
clips
not
of
New
him
Japan.
jumping off the 40-foot building.
Yeah,
into
there is
a truck.
There is a documentary on YouTube by Kenny Johnson. Look up Kenny Johnson on YouTube. There is a documentary about the bad boy himself, George Janela, and him just being a fan as a kid, trying to make it in the business, death matches, falling off roofs of buildings through light tubes and all this other BS.
Yeah.
But he's the hottest item on the indies, and he did not disappoint, guys. What we thought was going to be a one-on-one matchup ended up with a surprise.
Yeah. Eli.
And Eli came out.
We've got
A fly.
We've got a fly. A fly.
Well, Eli wanted DJ.
Yeah.
So it turned out to be a three-way.
And yeah, so we ended up getting that championship match. If you haven't watched any of the three together or a combination of the two, just madness.
Oh,
I loved it. Oh my gosh.
You get a certain type of match whenever Eli's in there, and that
You
he's-
never know what you're gonna get with.
He's
No.
he's a hard worker, man.
Yeah,
Eli.
that guy is exciting. Just because you don't know what he's gonna do, what kind of he can play a lot of different styles, which is for his size.
He's been doing a lot of submission moves lately.
Mm-hmm.
Lately,
Which is very different.
Yeah, in his movesets, there's a lot of submissions.
You see him in other places, he's endearing to the kids,
Mhm.
but when you throw him in an environment like Fist Combat at a bar, the guy will wrestle. Oh my god, man. Just flip off shit, dive off shit, take this bump here, apron stuff that.
Don't
Oh my
even
god.
remind
The
me.
guy's
Oh.
clean too. That is not a sloppy moonsault, or these aren't these aren't just.
He's not just jumping around.
Yeah.
This guy is
doing
clean.
flips. Yeah, he's actually doing moves.
Yo, and we already know what Joey's reputation was, but you know what? I want to go ahead and give props to DJ, because he brought that style too.
That was dope.
The frog splash,
The frog splash on the table.
through
Yeah.
the table.
That was fucking dope.
That was a crazy
That
spot
was
right there.
dope.
Because he didn't just kind of like fall onto the table.
That was a
He
clean
he
frog
actually
splash.
jumped.
Yeah.
He
That was a
jumped.
clean frog splash, man.
He did the whole thing.
He had,
I was
like-
like, yeah.
He had the hang time in the air and then just full on frog splash onto the table. That was nice. I will say this about DJ is that I'm enjoying his matches more now that he's kind of
This heel guy,
this
right?
heel.
No, there's another dimension to him as a
Change
heel
his
guy.
hair.
Yeah.
Changes music, did all that
He's
stuff.
not blonde.
He's not blonde
He's
no
not
more.
blondie anymore.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing about like Fist Combat because it's one of those things where many companies are gonna make him that baby face. Fist Combat took a risk on him
I
and turned
like
him
it a
into
lot
that
better.
heel, and it gave him an edge. And in fact, you know
He
when
can play both roles.
yeah,
We've seen him at the Rey Mysterio show.
As a
Yeah, as a heel,
Yeah.
and he is just flipping everyone off. He's
yeah. I mean,
He
the,
was
telling everyone to shut up.
the exposure's there for him, and you know hopefully toward the end of the year he gets more bookings not only around just our area but just exposure around the United States because people need to see him too. Just like how Joey kind of blown up and Eli's been blown up on the East Coast and everywhere else too. So DJ pretty much retains his belt that night, last night going into it, and
Pins Joey.
pins Joey, and that pretty much just ends the show from there.
Yeah.
Ends around like 10:45, a good 2-hour plus show with beers. Overall thoughts, you know what? For me, storyline wise, this was the most storyline heavy show I've ever.
It was an
seen.
emotional show.
Yes.
Mixed emotions.
Well, for me, like at first, I didn't know what was going on. There's too many things going on, and once, I think after the first or second match, yeah, everything fell into place. I was like, all right, cool,
Yeah.
back to normal.
It's kind of cool, just because when you watch wrestling, on TV, you get the storylines because you get to see that all the time. But I think Fist is actually doing a really good job of giving us storylines without having to give us, these video promos or things
yeah.
that
like going on the internet.
yeah,
or something.
stuff I don't have to see. I get it just by the matches going on or the promos they cut before or after the matches. So yeah,
Everything else is a bonus. I think what they're doing right now with their social media is good. Is actually great because now if you go on their YouTube page, they're promoting King of SoCal matches online. They're giving it away for free. And like I had said earlier with email, if you do get into it even more, it's a bonus to you because then they pay you back as a reader and as a follower trying to get into it. So overall, this is probably the best Fish show I've been to. I mean, no offense to the last 2 weeks and seeing the work rate from the last show was amazing, but for a storyline standpoint, you know what?
This was the best for you.
I think it's gonna progress it, and we're gonna see where Fist goes from here. And especially, they're promoting ahead of time. This is what I like about Fist. Like you get to the bar and you just see the next couple dates ready to go. They're
Yeah.
lined up,
Yeah,
and the
they're
talent's already set.
Yeah, that's cool.
I will say this though, is that it went up. The price went up $5, right?
Yeah.
It was just $5. Not. I mean, obviously, we're paying for the talent. We're
About
paying for the
that.
show.
Yeah.
It just kind of took me as a surprise, but it was.
Yeah.
I feel like it's still worth it.
No, yeah.
You know.
And, of course, you're coming in, and it's just. But it was totally worth it.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
I don't mind, especially with the talent that they keep bringing in, and it's only getting better each show, which is.
Because I do like sitting down at the bar. Because I don't want to sit up there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you miss
I'm
out on
down
a lot
to-
of action, which they do a
Yeah.
good job of going up there, like up.
To
if
interact
you
with
haven't
the
been
balcony.
to Jolt and Joe's, there's an upstairs.
But
Um,
being right on the floor area is
Yeah,
where
you can't
you
beat
need to
that.
be.
You can't beat that. So
Get that interaction. You just get that closeness because you're all just sitting
Yeah.
around that floor as opposed to a balcony where you're pretty much around a perimeter at this point. That's the cool thing about Joe Joe's. It's kind of like Fight Club-ish in a sense, I guess.
yeah.
And
cool.
they'll fight anywhere. But yeah, I want to kind of pull this whole thing where No offense, Fist Combat, I love your stuff, but just kind of, I know day of we could see it on your social media. Just promote it a little more. It threw me off guard. I misread it. You know, I think a lot of people would have said the same thing, but overall, I know what my money's going to. The product's been good. They deserve that money, and you know what? That was my only gripe with the show. With just the price increase, just kind of threw me off guard a little bit, just like you guys.
Yeah, you know, just at first because I was like, what?
Yeah,
but you know,
after that, you know what?
So
We're paying for a quality product, and Fist Combat does that. They're taking a risk on us, you know, the fan here, because you're flying out all these guys not from the area, and kind of getting so hence why, you know what? I've been tweeting about this too.
You're pulling stars.
Yeah.
Cole Cabana.
Oh, young and old. We got Brian Cage coming in. Cole Cabana's coming
Tommy
up.
Dreamer.
Tommy Dreamer.
Never in my
Hello?
life. Never in my life would I have ever thought I would.
Dude,
I'd be
we
watching
saw
a Sabu match.
Yeah,
we saw Sabu.
We saw Sabu, man.
And it's Sabu in 2018.
Yeah, and that's a hardcore legend that
Yeah.
we watched do his
At a
thing.
Jolt and Jones.
Still doing second rope springboard shit.
Yeah.
Still using the like chairs as like leverage to jump and almost fall out the ring
Kill
himself.
dude.
This dude, that dude is nuts, and we watched that. we
Yeah.
watched it.
It's gnarly. I mean, and we're talking names like a Darby Allin, a Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb recently.
Oh yeah, Jeff Cobb.
Battle Los Angeles. I mean, they're coming here now, and I know there's a bunch of us out here in San Diego that probably haven't seen it, but it's worth that $20, $25 to come to a show.
Yeah.
Enjoy
Now that you
yourself.
think about it,
Just to bring Suede down, the guy's
Yeah.
busy. The guy's busy.
Suede.
If you haven't seen, by the way, just a side note, if you haven't seen his matches with Chris Bay,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, do yourself a favor, go look those up, watch those matches, because
That's the 7th
their
series. Right now,
series,
dude.
their series
They're
is
sick as a
amazing.
tag team, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As a tag team, they're fucking sick.
but yeah, if Fist can if they can get Chris Bay to come to a show, have Suede come back, you know, that would be
Yeah.
amazing. So yeah, I'm with it. If whatever Fist is doing right now,
Yeah.
I'm
And
with it.
And it's not like we have to see them every show.
Yeah.
And that's what I love
Yeah.
about Fist, because it's not the same people every single show.
Right.
You get a hodgepodge of variety shows. So again, like we get a Cole Cabana that hasn't been around San Diego. This is probably the first time I've seen him in San Diego,
Yeah.
but he's been around the LA area. You know, Tommy Dreamer hasn't been around here since Harrah's and House of Hardcore back like 5 years ago.
Yeah, that's been a while.
Tommy Dreamer.
Sabu, like we had talked about, but I think he takes the risk. Like Fist Combat takes the risk to bring these stars out, and kind of there's a niche out there. Hey, man, innovate your violence, man.
If you're gonna throw some money somewhere, I say throw it at Heather. Bring Heather to Fist.
There you go.
Heather Monroe.
Or another female wrestler. Let's make it happen. Shotzi Blackheart.
Killer
Oh
Bays.
man.
But,
Bring them.
why not? You know. Other than that, I mean, overall fun show. Anytime we go to La Mesa, I kind of wanted to bring this point up, just via Twitter and Facebook. I'm gonna pull my phone out, very unprofessional at this point, but no, I think after the show, you know what? This is probably, we did spend a lot more time talking to wrestlers, and just, I know for us approaching Ron, approaching B-Boy, you talking to Suede, and just the overall thankfulness and just humbleness for just bringing wrestling to San Diego was like a big deal. So I just want to go kind of bring up a Dirty Wrong tweet from that happened just minutes after the show. And the extension's right on his Facebook page too, but after the show he tweets, you can find him at Dirty Ron MCD, legit on Cloud9. Thank you wrestling family / friends, thank you supporters, and thank you to my new home San Diego. I don't know if we've earned it or deserve it, but I know we work hard for it. And after talking to Ron and talking about how his knee's still messed up and he felt like the work rate show was the last show, but overall this was the best overall show he's worked. Seeing B-Boy, and this is the cool thing, when our connection with just the scene around here, we've got wrestlers talking to us, you know, and making that connection with us, and that's, they still want to trust us.
Too.
Yeah.
Dirty Ron got his glasses.
Yeah.
During a match.
Yep.
He said he could see now.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
But I think, hearing it from a performer himself, but especially a guy who puts his body on the line, and Ron, you know what? Much respect to, what you brought out here, and with what you're doing in the future, you know what? Let's make it expand, dude. I mean, if it expands San Diego and goes even further, and as long as we get a central zone here still, we're good,
Even before we even had that connection with Ron, like the two is just super cool to talk to. He's he's inviting us to different events, or to letting us know with like upcoming events and things. The dude's just super cool.
Yeah,
He's
Ron,
easy to talk to.
B-Boy, Lois Grain, she's giving us a little bit of love here and there too for what we've kind of brought to you guys, and I think for us kind of talking here in this round table, this our semi-circle was to go ahead and just talk about our love for pro wrestling, but more importantly just kind of expose everybody to what we have around here. And oh my God, what's coming up, we have a lot. We've had
There's a lot of wrestling.
There's a little bit of a lull.
Here it comes again.
Yeah.
That wave of wrestling.
The wave of wrestling. I mean, before you know it, in less than 2 weeks, we have another Fish show. But in between, we have Ground Zero on the 29th.
Yep, next week, next Saturday, the
Ground
29th.
Zero and IB.
Joey
Ryan returns. We have, I think the big match is Uptown Andy Brown versus B-Boy. B-Boy still undefeated. Andy losing.
He lost to Bateman.
Andy losing to, he lost to Bateman, still undefeated at that point. We got a big 6-man tag match with Jake Atlas and his Bomb Squad versus Vandegrift and Doomfly. It's going to be gnarly. And, I mean, if you guys have that free Saturday on the 29th, come out there. Watch the show.
Vero Beach.
Yeah.
See us over there. Say what's up.
Say what's up to us.
It's only $20, general admission, I promise you.
Tell us if you like us. You can even hate us. I don't care. Tell it to our face. But at the end of the day, you know what?
You can tell me this.
You can. That's fine. Whatever. Man, Bludgeon, we shouting you out, dog. Step Bludgeon, we got
Step Bludgeon.
Oh, man.
He didn't bring the hammer last time.
He's cool.
Yeah. But, I mean, at the end of the day, you know what? There's a lot going on. Then Thursday, October 4th, Night 2, Fist Combat, King of SoCal tournament, where we've got a couple big matches. I think the biggest match on this card, we've got an Eli Douglas James match that's gonna happen.
They've gone at it before.
Yeah,
and
but
they always put up a good match.
Yeah, and there's even more stakes in Pride on the line. We'll have we have an Anthony Idol debut. I believe it's gonna happen that date as well.
Who's he facing?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Is it Randy?
Oh yeah, I think he's fighting Randy Orton.
Oh,
No, he fought in the last round, but we'll double check that through. But Max versus Michael Hopkins, one half of AK Romby, and it's fucking Brian Cage. He's in town.
Oh,
is it
dude, Melissa
Brian
Santos,
Cage
are you here too?
Hey, some guy.
Stop bringing her up, man. Brian Cage's gonna come after you.
That's okay.
Some guy brought up Penelope Ford to Joey Janela and said she was dead, and then did the. No, we love you, Penelope. At the Penelope Ford on Twitter. So, but other than that, no, we have a lot kind of going on with Fist Combat and everything else. The next 2 to 3 weeks, and in fact, Fist Combat toward the end of the year again, first and third Thursday of the month. Head out to La Mesa if you get a chance to. Check them out. Say what's up to Dirty Ron. Make sure he's not looking for 3 things. Make sure he's alright.
Bring your girlfriend.
Don't bring your girlfriend unless she really likes pro wrestling, and then you'll probably regret it later on.
I know. If you're fine with it, then that's cool.
That's cool. Fine. Just don't get offended by a clown. Wendy, we miss you.
Oh, Wendy, I always miss you.
Yo, Hamburger.
Always.
Shout out to you at night 1, man. Where you be?
I took a picture of that.
Yo, there you go.
Picture with them.
But for all those other regulars, I kind of want to shout out. Number 2.
Number 2, where you at?
Couch Potato Carl. We got you, man.
Stop working.
Yeah, stop working, man. Stop having a real job. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding, dude.
Nah, pay your bills, dude. But on that, this is where we sign off from here, right?
I'm just gonna say peace to Ray and Alex. It's always cool chilling with you guys.
Yo, the family grows bigger, and you know what? The best thing about it is seeing all the guys we see from Fist eventually branch out, and we see them at other shows, and that's all we kind of want out of the whole scene. So don't be shy. Be a fan.
Watch more wrestling.
Watch more wrestling.
Because you know why?
Why?
Wrestling is funny.
Wrestling is fun and wrestling is funny, guys. All right?
All right.
We'll catch you guys next time for maybe another review. All
Bye, guys.
Peace.
See you guys.
This is a pleasure for the Jews to be in a Juicy house.